The following is a sequence to help you strengthen your back for extension. So it's not just the back but also the core, because we never do back bends without engaging the front body, the thighs and the belly as well. So after you've done maybe a few Surya Namaskar A or B, just to kind of warm up, you can add this onto the end of that. So after the warm up, we're going to come down towards our hands and our knees, and we're going to start off in a table pose. So we're going to bring the fingers nice and wide, knees underneath the hips, and then bending the elbows slightly, rolling them in, pushing your upper back towards the sky, chest away from the ground, chin away from the ground, finding a nice strong table pose. We're going to take a very gentle cat and cow and focus on creating that stability in the upper back. So pressing through the fingers, drawing in through the navel. Keep the shoulders tracking straight down towards the hips. Inhale, lifting into cow pose. And exhale, rounding up into cat. Inhale, making sure the shoulder blades don't squeeze together. And then exhale, pushing back up. Inhale. And last one, exhale. Good. From here, we're going to slide the hands a little bit forwards, taking a few chaturanga dips, just to strengthen the shoulder girdle as we go. So inhale, reaching chest forward, bending elbows slightly, push back up, looking towards the front. Exhale, dip. Inhale up. Exhale, dip. And up. 3 more. Exhale. 2. And 1. And then from there, tucking the toes and just taking a nice easy child's pose. You can lift through the fingers. Think of broadening across the upper back, the middle back. 1 more deep breath. And then as you inhale, coming back into table. So just to make sure that we have enough space for these spinal extensions to strengthen, we're going to take a moment in our crescent lunge just to open our hip creases. So as you inhale, taking right foot forward, fingertips onto the mat, lifting through the chest, engaging your left buttocks slightly. Find that left thigh rotating inwards. Reaching forwards, belly and bottom ribs drawing away from the thigh. 1 more deep breath. Right hand coming up to right knee. And then as you inhale, reaching up through the left. So lift through the belly. Gently pushing left hip crease forward. 1 more deep breath. And exhale, coming down. Good. Changing sides. So sliding right leg back, rolling through the shoulders. And then we're going to take our left foot forward, same as before. Press in through the left heel, fingertips grounded. Reaching the hips forward, lifting the chest towards the front. Belly and bottom ribs away from the front thigh. Engaging right buttock. Holding for a breath or 2. And then we're going to slide that left hand up towards the left knee, tuck the elbow in, and then inhale, reaching up through the right. Feel like this left hip is descending down. You're welcome to always use the fingers just to guide that movement. And then lifting nice and tall. Soften through the neck and the upper back. Our focus is the hip crease here. 1 more deep breath. And then as you exhale, coming back down. Good. So now that we've opened the hip creases and the shoulders slightly, we're going to roll forwards and come onto our bellies. At this point it might get a bit tricky for me to talk while I do these. They can be quite breath intensive and needy, but we'll see how we go. So we're going to start with our arms in extension, which means hands are towards the back and lifting to the back body. And we're going to take our first locust pose here, fingers reaching out by the hips, big toes together, inner thighs rolling up, tailbone drawing down, navel lifting away from the floor, heart reaching forwards. And then as you inhale, lifting up, strong through the legs, front and back, hands reaching towards toes. Taking a few more deep breaths here. And exhale, release. Bring the hands forward, rest them under the forehead. And letting your breath just catch up with the body, with the mind. And finding that presence and grounded center once more. Good. For our second one, we're going to take the hands back again. So once again, arms are in extension. But this time we're going to interlace our fingers. Big toes together. Reaching toes away, engage thighs, draw tailbone down. Lift belly, reach heart forwards, draw hands towards the back. And then again as you inhale, lift. Two more breaths. And exhale, release. Bring the arms forward, set the forehead down onto the hands. You can gently sway through the buttocks, releasing all tension here. Two more deep breaths. Good. Last locust pose. We're going to reach the hands forward, have the palms facing together. Big toes join at the back, engaging thighs, buttocks, belly. Heart reaches forwards, fingers reach to the front, and then as you inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Just rest the hands under the forehead. Don't push into child yet. We're going to stay in this back bending space until we finish the sequence. And just breathing deep to make sure all the muscles working so hard are getting all the oxygen that they need. Good. From here we're going to move into our next back bend in the series, which is our Sphinx pose. So hands come forward, elbows underneath the shoulders. If the lower back doesn't like this movement, just reach the hands forward a little bit. Taking a deep breath here, we're going to extend this Sphinx pose into a frog pose. just to open through the fronts of the thighs a little bit more. So start off by swinging your right hand across the front of your mat. This will give you a little bit more stability. Begin to reach that left heel in towards the buttocks, so feel the hamstring begin to work. Take a nice deep breath. And then we're going to take our left hand, reach it towards our left foot, and begin to pull that heel in towards the buttock. See if you can gently press your left hip down into the mat, engaging through the buttock. You're also welcome to take the elbow up, finding more opening through the shoulder. So whichever variation works for you here. And if you reach the buttock, you can always draw it a little bit to the side. If you take the shoulder in a more open position, keep rolling chest back to the front. And then release. Changing sides. So left arm comes across, right heel comes up, looking forward. You might find you need to drop the neck, but don't stay down here. We want to keep the head lifted. So right hip presses into the mat, right arm reaches behind. You can just grab here, holding for a few breaths. That's perfectly acceptable. Or if you want, you can take the arm up a little bit of a deeper stretch. Keep the chest towards the front. Keep pressing the right hip into the mat. One more deep breath. And release. Perfect. Coming back into your Sphinx pose. If you need to take a break on the spine, you can always rest forward. Forehead onto the hands. Just gently roll through the hips to release. And then from our Sphinx pose, we're going to come into Cobra, which is a slightly deeper back bend. So feel that you're drawing your tailbone down slightly. Elbows are drawing in towards each other. Big toes can stay together preferably, but if they need to spread a little bit, that's fine. Pressing through the hands, you can come into Cobra as far as you feel comfortable. Making sure you always have a slight bend in the elbows, so never straight arms. And never shoulders up to ears. Engaging through the upper back, engaging through the arms. Slow deep breath. And then exhale, releasing down. Take 2-3 deep breaths here to let everything release. And then our next back bend in this series is going to be our bow pose. So for bow pose, we're going to reach both the legs up. We're going to reach both the hands back. And then see if the knees have opened wide. Bring them back together. Forehead resting down onto the ground. Begin to press the front of your hip bones down into the floor. Lift your navel, reach your heart forwards. Feel your shoulders rolling down your back, keeping them nice and broad. And then keeping all of that engagement as you inhale. Kick into your legs, let your chest rise up. Maybe you can lift the thighs off the mat. But if this is where you are, that's completely fine. Take a few deep breaths. And exhale, release. Release the feet down, hands underneath the shoulders. Slowly breathing. And then as you inhale, push pushing up, table pose. Avoid going into child at this point. We're going to finish with one more back bend. So you can gently sway from left to right. Avoid cat and cow if you can, just so we stay in back bending space for the time being. And then from here we're going to slowly rise ourselves up and come to our knees. So for camel, you can take several different variations. You're welcome to keep your hands in the lower back. Maybe that's as far as you go today. So pushing hips forward, lifting through belly and chest. Perhaps you feel comfortable bringing hands to heels. So if that's where your camel is at today, you're welcome to go. So wherever you decide to go today, take a deep breath in. Maybe begin to reach the hips forward, lifting through the belly and the chest more. And then either bringing hands to lower back, or bringing hands down towards the heels. And just keep pushing the hips forward, lifting through the chest. Maybe gently squeezing shoulder blades together. Avoid dropping the neck. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. One more breath in your chosen variation of camel pose. And then whenever you're slowly coming up, let the toes relax. We're going to come forwards into a table, beginning to unwind all of this back bending that we've done. Reaching your left hand forwards and right shoulder to the mat. You can soften through the left arm this time. And just focus on allowing the spine to be heavy. Two more deep breaths on this side. And then as you inhale, coming up, switching sides over, and 5 deep breaths. Since we've done all that work in the back bends, we want our twists and this winding down series to be about softness. So create intention of release and creating intention of surrender. And then you inhale back up into table. To finish off this releasing sequence after all those very strong back bends, we're going to roll over onto sitting, so whichever way you get there is fine. Crossing ankles, legs to the side, it doesn't matter. We're going to start by stretching legs out in front of us. If you find this is challenging, you're always welcome to sit under or on a block. One more nice gentle twist. So we're going to take right knee into chest. We're not going to bring the foot over because that deepens the twist, and we want to keep it fairly simple and soft. So right hand goes behind, left hand just hooks over right knee. And we're not pushing deep into the twist. Softening through the neck, through the shoulder. Just hold and breathe a few deep breaths. We're trying to release any compression that has gathered in the lower back, particularly the intervertebral discs and the little muscles and ligaments and tendons. which happens when we find a lot of strength in the back muscles. Good. Inhale, coming forwards. Switching sides once more. So a nice simple twist, not the deepest twist that you've ever done, but just one that allows the spine to be a little bit more flexible, but also very soft. Good, last breath. And then inhale, coming forwards. We're going to go directly into Janusirsasana B. So taking your left foot on the right inner thigh, extending out. Inhale, lengthen the spine. You can take your right hand to your left knee and then begin to slowly open and extend the left arm over. You're welcome to look down to the floor. It doesn't have to be your deepest Janusirsasana B, same as before, but we're just looking for some length in the thoracic spine, the middle spine, alleviating compression in these areas by going into a side bend first. One more deep breath. And coming up. Good. Changing sides. Right foot comes into left inner thigh, twisting towards your right knee. Inhale, lengthen up. And then nice gentle stretch, head looking down. And inhale, coming up. Good. From here we're going to come into a forward fold. I suggest you take a pillow and pop the pillow in under the knees to keep the legs a little bit softer. We're looking to release the back and not strain it more. So when legs are straight, we work hamstrings and we access the whole back line, which can sometimes, especially if you have lower back problems, aggravate. So with knees bent, we're just going to release the spine as opposed to going into a strong stretch. So you're going to reach your hands forward, let your belly rest towards your thighs. Just let the head hang a little bit. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you're welcome to bring the hands up to the forehead. And this is enough just to release any tension. Like I mentioned before, we're not looking for strong practice right now, but rather creating softness. See if you can gently draw the chin up if you have your hands in your head. Keep your shoulders and your upper back nice and broad. This helps to release any of the back bending tension. And allow yourself the luxury of patience and breath. Noticing any emotional energy that has arisen from the back bending and stimulation of the nervous system. And just using the breath to unwind any of the internal tension. Good. From here we're going to come into Shavasana. I suggest you keep the pillow underneath the knees, just so that the lower back is in a more neutral position and the spine as a whole can release and soften. Allow the spine to rest, knees are slightly bent. And just softening out here, let the chest soften, let the arms soften, let the back of the head grow heavy. yourself to stay in Shavasana for a few minutes, very consciously focusing on the breath. The breath is what will take down all of that intensity that is released in the nervous system from backbends, because backbends have a very strong effect on the brain and the spinal column. So allow yourself that space to just come back to center. This is the reason why we practice yoga, is to take ourselves to all these different emotional and mental spaces, but also having the power to bring ourselves back. So enjoy, breathe, namaste.